Yo, fishing squad. Welcome back to Fishing 24 Hours, your go-to channel for epic fishing adventures, pro tips, and stories that'll make your heart race. Today, we re-diving into a killer trick, using earthworm bait mixed with molasses to hook common carp like a pro. Think those worms in your backyard are just dirt wellers.
Wrong.
Blend them with cornmeal and molasses, and you've got a fishy, sweet-scented bait that carp can't resist. This video will break down how to make this bait, pick the perfect spot, and land big fish, turning America's rivers and lakes into your personal trophy zone. Grab an ice-cold soda, kick back, and let's hit the water for this worm-powered fishing quest. It all kicked off one sweltering morning on the Mississippi River in Missouri, where the water flowed steady, cottonwoods lined the banks, and the sun blazed with no shade in sight. Carp were lurking somewhere, but my crew and I were striking out with store-bought pellets, our floats dead still, taunted by fish shadows in the distance. I was about to pack it in when my buddy Jake, our group's trick tester, who's always got a new hack, grinned and said, "Yo, forget those pellets. Mash up some worms, mix with cornmeal and molasses, and cast near the grass car. We'll swarm it." I gave it a shot, grabbed fresh worms, mashed them up, mixed with cornmeal and a splash of molasses, and cast near a grassy bank. In under 5 minutes, my float dove, and I reeled in a 5-pound carp, thrashing like a rock star in the Mississippi's murky water. The crew went wild, hollering under the blazing sun. That day, I hooked more big fish, my bucket heavy, grinning like a kid. That's when it hit me. Earthworm bait with molasses is a total game changer. This video will spill all the secrets on making and using earthworm bait with molasses to catch common carp. From why it drives fish crazy to crafting the perfect mix, choosing spots, targeting fish, timing, techniques, real-world stories from the Mississippi River and Lake Rayburn, plus beginner tips and safety notes. These tricks work across America's waterways, from Missouri's winding rivers to Texas's sprawling lakes, for carp, tilapia, grass carp, and bass. Let's dive in. Why does earthworm bait with molasses work? The magic lies in the worm's natural fishy scent, paired with the sweet fermented kick of molasses. Worms are packed with protein, and molasses adds a sugary Thames that spreads 30 to 60 feet in water, pulling carp in fast. Mixed with cornmeal, the bait holds together, dissolving slowly to keep fish feeding in your zone. In rivers and lakes like the Mississippi or Rayburn, with shallow, murky water and no shade, carp rely on smell to find food. This bait outperforms commercial pellets, which lose scent fast. I've seen worm bait draw carp in under 4 minutes at Rayburn while store-bought stuff left floats dead. The key? Mash worms fine, filter out tough bits, and mix just right. Too sweet and carp get suspicious. Too weak and they swim past. To make earthworm bait with molasses, start with fresh worms, 2 to 3 inches long. About 10 to 15 worms per session. You'll need 7 ounces of toasted cornmeal, 3.5 ounces of wheat flour, 1 tablespoon sour yogurt, and 1 tablespoon molasses. Boil worms for 3 minutes, drain and mash into a paste. Mix worm paste with cornmeal, wheat flour, yogurt, and molasses, adding lake water slowly until sticky. Let it sit for 1 to 2 hours to let the molasses ferment, boosting the sweet fishy scent. Form into 0.2-inch balls for size 6 to 8 hooks. Cast to the bottom 6 to 8 inches deep for carp, using a 2 to 3 gram weight to keep it steady. Set the float 2 to 4 inches from the hook, balance 8, fish 4. Carp nibble cautiously, so wait for a steady float sink before setting the hook lightly. Use a 0.30 to 0.40 millimeters line to handle big fish. Pro tip: mash worms fine and filter out tough bits to avoid a gritty bait that carp spit out. If the mix is too dry, add lake water. Too wet, add cornmeal. At Rayburn, worm bait with molasses drew carp in 4 minutes. Watch for bubbles or fish shadows to spot feeding zones. If the float twitches lightly, wait for a full sink to set the hook firmly. Don't make balls to big carp, won't bite oversized bait. The spot makes or breaks your catch. Earthworm bait with molasses shines in rivers and lakes with grassy banks, shallow water, or submerged roots, like the Mississippi River or Lake Rayburn. Carp love foraging near grass or roots where currents slow. Cast near grassy edges, root tangles, or calm pockets. 6 to 8 inches deep. Use a 2 to 3 gram weight to anchor bait. Ain't the Mississippi, grassy banks after rain, or carp hotspots. If you don't see bubbles, ripples, or fish shadows, move to a quieter corner with more cover. This bait is a carp killer, but also hooks, tilapia, grass carp, and bass. Carp can't resist the fishy sweet scent, hitting bait on the bottom. Tilapia, go for it mid-water, 4 to 6 inches deep. Especially if you twitch the rod every 2 to 3 seconds to spread scent. Grass carp love the fermented smell, while bass chase it near grass. If the float jerks hard, set the hook quick but gentle with a 0.202 to 0.30 millimeters leader. This bait's versatility makes it a go-to for multiple species. Timing is critical. Carp and tilapia feed hardest early morning, 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. or late afternoon. 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. near grass or roots when light is soft. Grass carp hit best post-rain or midday. Bass go wild at dawn or dusk. Cloudy days post-rain or light breezes 5 to 10 miles per hour are ideal. Fish relax and bite hard. At the Mississippi, post-rain evenings were prime for carp. If your float's still, wait for peak hours or move to a spot with more ripples. Chumming amps up your game. Before casting, spread chum near grass or roots mix mashed worms, cornmeal. One humid evening on the Mississippi River with cottonwoods swaying and no shade, carp were dodging us. My buddies used commercial pellets near open water, floats dead. I spotted a grassy bank with slow ripples, spread worm cornmeal chum, and cast a size 6 hook with mashed worm bait. In 5 minutes, my float sank, and I reeled in a 6-pound carp, splashing like a champ. The crew shouted, "That bait's fire." I hooked more big fish, my bucket heavy, a Missouri memory to brag about. Another time, at dawn on Lake Rayburn, with mist over the water and pines whispering, tilapia were skittish. And my friends cast store-bought bait mid-lake, no bites. I noticed bubbles near a root tangle, chummed with worm mix, and dropped a size 7 hook with molasses-laced bait. In 6 minutes, the float dove, and I pulled up a 3-pound tilapia, gleaming in the sunrise. The gang cheered. Worm bait's the way. I added more fish, feeling like the king of Texas's waters. New to fishing, earthworm bait with molasses is a great start. Try it in a lake with bait on the bottom for carp or mid-water for tilapia. Use a size 6 hook near grass. Note which spots and times work, like carp after rain. If your float's still, move to a grassy bank or chum more. Fish early mornings or late afternoons, stay quiet and chum regularly. These skills build patience and land big fish. Safety first. Wash worms thoroughly to avoid contamination. Store bait in a sealed, cool container, away from sun. Avoid slippery banks on the Mississippi after rain. At Rayburn, wear a life jacket near outflows. Keep noise low. Avoid shadows on the water. Tilapia and bass spook fast. Set a light behind you for evening fishing to avoid tripping. A little caution keeps your trip smooth. Prep is key. Check sunrise, sunset times via apps for prime windows. 4:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Pack bait, worm cornmeal mix, shrimp, pellets, store in a cool container. You bring a 14-foot rod, 2,500 reel, 0.302, 0.40 millimeters line. Size 6 to 8 hooks, 2 to 3 gram weights, sensitive floats. Pack a chair, sunshade, non-slip shoes. Watch for bubbles or fish shadows. No bites in 15 minutes. Move or rechum. Level up by mixing bait with fish oil, casting near ripples, or picking grassy spots. In crowded waters, find a quiet corner. These tricks make you a pro. To level up, mash worms finer, twitch the rod near grass, or add fish oil for stronger scent. Fish multiple spots, noting ripples and currents. Use fresh worms or molasses-laced bait. In crowded lakes, find a secluded corner. If bites are slow, twitch every 2 to 3 seconds. These tweaks make you a carp hunting legend. Earthworm bait with molasses is a game changer for common carp, turning us rivers and lakes into your playground. 3 keys: fishy scent, sticky texture, grassy spots. Every cast with this bait, fish swarming under cottonwood shade, feels like a true adventure. When your float sinks, heart pounding, rod gripped tight, That's the angler's moment. Rookie or pro, these tips make you the boss of any water. That's a wrap, squad. We've cracked the worm bait code for making it to landing fish. Hope you're pumped to try it. Smash like, share with your fishing crew, and subscribe to Fishing 24 Hours for more epic guides. Got a killer bait story? Drop it in the comments. I'm dying to hear. Tight lines, monster catches. See you on the next adventure.